Check. Hey. Oh.
Okay.
That's interesting. Oh, the Zoom. Nice.
Yeah.
Bum bum bum.
I wrote an intro for you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
I have a story, if you guys will indulge me.
Yeah,
Alright.
of course.
So today we have a pretty good guest, and I may have unintentionally found, or you might have unintentionally made like the best strategy for getting web traffic for yourself.
Yeah.
I was trying to look you up, and I started with your name.
Yeah.
That was kind of tough to find.
Oh, good.
But I went to your Instagram, and there was a YouTube channel on it.
Yep.
And I was like, and it said your name's Alan.
Yep.
But I needed more. There's a lot of Alans out there.
Yeah.
So I was looking through the bands that you say that you're in. Mm-hmm. No luck.
What?
Couldn't find your last name. But
that's good. Yeah.
But through that, I was clicking on all your things and listened to a bunch of your music and read all about your bands because you're in multiple. And I was cranking research through these things, watched all your music videos, which I have questions on.
Oh, great.
First, I'll say Lounge on Fire it's a big, brassy, and fun as shit. It sounds like it's made for people who live very urgent or rushed or fast-paced lifestyles, but they enjoy that. Happy chaos.
Yeah.
Fun instrumentals. Quick lyric. I don't know. Wouldn't be surprised if you guys said your band was mostly European. In your other band, Parade of Bad Guys, sounds like they make mountainous montage music.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Like if you were on a trip through the woods, if you needed to like film that and show a progression of time, it's that music. If you need like a tune for you splitting wood whilst occasionally fighting away wolves, maybe perhaps an altercation or two with the local sheriff. All to be concluded with you burning said split wood in your cabin at the end of the long-lived day. Live long day. Parade of Bad Guys has a song for that. Or maybe you want a song for when you and your friend finally found your way back onto the main road after a whole movie's worth of time where several gnarly things happen. A flat tire, bears, cold temperatures, making fires in the rain. But at the end when you're on your way out of the mountains, Sympathy Card starts playing. The sun beats on our two main characters' faces. They look at each other, realizing that regardless of how bad their journey was, they wouldn't have done it any other way. All of this is set through facial expression. Then a crane or drone shot pans out and away from our adventurous friend's muddy Subaru Outback or Outback adjacent car. Then hard cut to credits where we hear headwinds. My point. It would be very lucrative for you to write a jukebox musical called Parade of Bad Guys or something. Anyways, my journey, not the band, led me to one of your band's Facebook pages. I was about to just call some of my mutual musical friends that we had and ask them if they knew your last name. But then, on a whim, I typed in Landerer into the list of people who Parade of Bad Guys were following. Parade of Bad Guys jukebox musical coming soon to an off-Broadway theater. And your Facebook page showed up, I think, which also didn't have your last name on it. So I was back at square one until something caught my eye. Something caught my attention that I normally wouldn't pay any mind to. I think it's because of my heightened senses from sleuthing around trying to find out about your name. But I noticed a SoundCloud link in your Facebook bio. And that link has your first and what I assume to be your last name, and probably also an inspiration for your stage name. But to verify that was your name, I searched your first and last name on Facebook, and lo and behold, your name showed up. So, our guest, AlanSoundCloud.com. Alan Schwaderer. Schwaderer.
Oh, yeah. Schwaderer.
Landerer, a.k.a. the guy who will be at the top of every Google search now if you look.
Yeah.
Alan.
The long way to get there. That's tough. I didn't know.
It's riveting. It's exciting. Yeah, it's a good journey.
I wanted that. Honestly. So that is amazing.
Sorry. So yeah, what do you do?
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, so I've been playing music since I was 8. My mom asked me if I wanted to do karate or piano lessons, and like any 8-year-old in 1994, I was like, karate, come on, Karate Kid, Ninja Turtles, all that stuff was like top of the line. So karate, hands down. Found myself in piano lessons 2 weeks later, and I stuck with it.
That conniving.
Her mind was made up. She just wanted to make it seem like you had a
Yeah,
choice.
like
The illusion of freedom of choice.
Actually, I know you're a big kid, but piano, so I ended
It'll
up
take
doing
people
that.
off guard, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
but yeah, I did that. Played piano and violin growing up for years and years. Came down to Boise State, played violin at the college and everything, and
Hell yeah.
from there it was like, do I join a band? Yeah, because what are you going to be, an orchestral violinist? It's just not really my jam. So I picked up guitar at some point and then learned some other string instruments and made some connections in town and started playing around.
So, what is music?
Oh, jeez. Like, in which regard? Like the technical terms, or like Western?
In the regard that I feel like that's a dumb question to ask, but I feel like every musician probably has a unique, their own kind of interpretation
That's
of
true.
it.
That's true.
So
So
music is therapy. Or
yeah,
something.
I mean, I always take a broad generalization. Like, music is art, right? You can't really quantize that. Like, well, I like abstract. Well, I don't like abstract, or something like that. With music, it's the same way. You can like every kind, as long as it gets you going. I'm down with it. Like, I love that. I love that it's like a universal language in those ways. But beyond that, when someone asks me, well, what do you think personally of music? I only have like the perception of how I understand Western music, which is like that 8-tone, 8 note scale system.
That's when you started music.
Yeah. But then, 12-tone system is interesting. Like when you get into the weeds in the mid 20th century and stuff, and it gets real weird. I mean, technically, I guess it's music too, but not everybody loves it. That's for damn sure. So,
Yeah.
But to me, that's music. Like, you just go for it. Like, if someone gave me a paintbrush and told me to paint, I'm just going to do what I do best and hope that.
Play a sick riff.
Yeah, exactly. If someone on a guitar, they're going to be like, well, shit, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen people play it. Give it your best shot. Like, eventually you're going to pick up a little something every time you sit down and strum some notes or press a key. So that's kind of how I feel about it. It's for everyone.
Beautiful. Yeah. What isn't music?
I mean, it's the same kind of definition.
Mayonnaise.
You can. Did you say mayonnaise?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
It's not an instrument.
It's a not. Well, I mean, depends who you ask.
Yeah, that's
But,
true.
I mean, you can do all sorts of things. You can take that sample of mayonnaise and turn it into all sorts of shit, And that's what the beauty of music is now.
Yeah.
Is you can turn anything into it once you've got integrated sampling and computers now. It's amazing. But you can, chaos and just sound, like, I know there's a lot of like sound wave, like really abstract, harsh sounding stuff. I have a tough time with that. I usually just call that sound, not music.
Yeah.
It's just chaos at that point.
The hills are alive.
I feel that.
The sound
Yeah.
and music. You seen August Rush?
No.
Oh.
I know what you're talking about, though. I remember when it came out, but I was just like, not really interested in it. Yeah. I took on for a while, I just abstained from a lot of TVs, movies, music in general, too, because I didn't want to be, like, corrupted. I wanted to, like, create just from whatever came into my head, not hear, like, a melody, get it ingrained in me, and then that's all I can play for 3 months. That I did that for a while, and I missed out on a lot of good shit. I'm still catching up.
I feel that.
That was a really dumb move.
Well, it's crazy how like fast content like comes out now and how much there is like always like being released nowadays too. It's like if you take a break for like 3 months from like listening to new shit, like you'll have like 6 months worth of catching up to do when like you're trying to like watch all your favorite stuff that you didn't watch before.
To rewatch all this shit I've seen already.
Yeah, exactly.
I have my comfort shows.
So you started playing when you were 8, and you said you came down to Boise State. Did you grow up in Coeur d'Alene then?
Yeah, for the most part. I say Coeur d'Alene, but Hayden.
Okay, yeah.
It's attached more
For
or
sure.
less, but more people know the name. But yeah, I moved just like everybody else, it seems like, in 1992 with my family from California.
That's like right when my friend's family moved to CDA area.
Yeah, first wave. But yeah, until 2004, that's where I was. So.
Which high school in Coeur d'Alene did you go to?
Coeur d'Alene High School.
Do you know? Yeah. Do you know Tyler Obaid?
Tyler Obaid. Do you know what year he graduated?
Oh man.
I mean, I might know up to 2006. My brother graduated in 06.
It would have been like around that time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't think I know that name.
It's my buddy's older brother, but he was like big in the music scene, and then like moved to England and like toured around with some ska bands and stuff.
Man,
like,
ska bands from England.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know that name.
No worries, that happens.
Do you have any music hot takes?
In which way? Like
I don't know, pianos are irrelevant or
Oh.
something.
I think, well, yeah, I mean, my musical hot take right now is like anyone else trying to be an artist.
Taylor Swift is gonna beat you.
I mean, my hot take, I guess, is you have to be as original as possible if you want your music to be anything honestly worthwhile in the long run, because AI, just like everything else, does a really good job doing the generic stuff. Really good job. So, I mean, get deep with it, experiment, because that all you can do is throw what it knows for a loop. And back in the day, it used to be your peers. Now you got robots.
I forgot who said it, but they were talking about AI and writing movies and stuff, and they said like AI can imitate, but it can't like create something.
Exactly. Yeah, and like you can program it to do fun things. Like that's one of the fun things about modern music is like serialism, where you make it so random that a roll of a dice is the length of the note, a roll of the dice is the note itself, a roll of the, you can do all these crazy things to randomize it and make it like truly original. But then like you could tell the robot to do the AI to do the same thing. Randomize to these parameters, randomize to these parameters, go. And then it takes an all day project into like 2 minutes, but same thing, you're gonna get just stuff that's not really that enjoyable.
No, and like the big thing is like a lot of it is just like compiling of like other shit that's already out there, because like at least with writing and stuff, like especially like if you like have like AI do any kind of like essay projects or like scripts or anything like that, like the reason that like it's so basic is because it literally just like compiles like however many it like finds in that like specific genre or whatever, and then just like fucking mushes them together.
Yeah. And I mean, it's easy to do that with music.
Yeah.
My first DJ set ever was last weekend.
Yeah.
And it's when you're looking at it from a musician standpoint, you're like, okay, I got these awesome works of art. It can be a hip hop song, it can be a classical piece of music, and then you smash them together, easy. Now, back then it was like something impossible.
Yeah.
Tape, and then like putting your fader over and doing all these manual adjustments on stuff. Like in modern day is amazing what you can do. So it's limitless. That's what I find fascinating about it, because my job is hella boring.
I feel on that.
Yeah.
Have you done like any touring at all with any of your bands?
Oh yeah. So I don't know how far you went down the rabbit hole of research on
Let's see.
So I used to be in a Christian rock band, and I started to try to get into the industry that way. You know how Creed and all those bands did it.
Oh, yeah.
Early aughts. So 2006, 2007. I'm going to school at Boise State still, and I overhear this guy like, okay, this other guy couldn't make practice, so I'll fill in. I play keyboard, guitar, all this stuff.
Yeah.
2 years later, I find myself on the road, and I was playing like hundreds of shows a year. Like it's the church circuit. So it was like Texas, East Coast, Chicago, all over. I saw all of America, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
And also scary as shit, because I saw what's happening now, happening all the way back then. I was slowly seeing those wheels turn, and I'm going, oh my God. Get the hell out of this. This is insane. And I did. So I've played hundreds of shows with that band. They're defunct now. They don't play anymore. They ended up going defunct in like 2011, I want to say, something like that, 2011 or so, 2012. And then I'll do weekend runs with Lounge on Fire and Parade Bad Guys every once in a while.
Yeah.
No extensive tours like that.
Yeah.
It's just, and that was during like the housing crisis and all that.
Yeah,
so
for
gas
sure.
was like what price is now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that sucked. A lot of negative money. On
Yeah.
those tours.
Was it just like you guys in like a van and like
16
going?
passenger
Yeah.
van. We pulled a 20-foot trailer, light show PA system, sometimes a stage.
Oh shit.
Like, I have crazy stories about that shit. Like, unbelievable things happened.
Let's hear one.
Okay. Oh man.
Yeah.
So Mission Possible.
Yeah.
This pantomime drama group that we got coaxed into doing from one of our managers out of Nashville. He's like, "Oh, we got this bus. It'll be great. You guys are gonna get a ton of exposure. Like these guys play to thousands of people every year." I'm like, sounds like a good deal for a month. You know, we'll start in Minnesota and work our way down the East Coast and whatever. Get there, the bus is like not working. There's like just constant lightning and thunderstorms because I don't know, Minnesota, they get some pretty wild storms.
Yeah.
But oh man, we ended up on a great old ass Greyhound bus with like 30 teenagers, 14-year-olds, like kids. And I'm just like, oh my god, what is this? I'm not even a Christian. What the fuck am I doing? And everything's like already shitty, like totally beyond. I completely have given up. I'm just like trying to sleep on the bus, and I've had insomnia my whole life, so I'm just mostly just sitting there with my eyes closed before smartphones are invented. You know, just like, oh, I'll open my Guinness Book of World Records and read some book. But in the end, we survived. I'm here, right?
Yeah.
But halfway through, not even halfway through, like the hitch broke off the trailer. That was like the first day. I dragged the trailer. We had to get a mobile welder. We burned all our money getting that repaired. So then we were like living off of like cereal and milk. And then like 5 days later, the pastor out of his kind heart gives everyone a free breakfast at a diner. Everyone gets food poisoning. Except for like me and one other person. Like everyone is like completely dead in this camp in the middle of nowhere where they used to grow cranberries, so mosquitoes are just like everywhere also. One bathroom.
Nice.
One bathroom, like 30 kids with food poisoning.
Fuck.
And then like the adults went to the hospital. They're like, "You're in charge." I'm like, "Fuck no, I'm not. I'm not in charge. This is insane."
Christian.
God, that was just insane. Like I had a whole page just for references for when I write this stupid book about this. It's
The Bible too.
I woke up, I like briefly out of my stupor, and there's like a kid shitting in a trash can right next to me on the bus. I'm just like, I'm just gonna go back to sleep and pretend none of this is happening. It was fucked up. It was and then the best part, they put all those bags underneath the bus and forgot about them for 2 weeks until the bus broke down again. And they're like, "Why does it smell so bad in here?" I'm like,
There's a bunch of kids shit under the bus.
It was awful. It was.
Was the bus like
That's
in one
brutal.
spot for 2 weeks, or did you like tape it up there?
No. They put it in the back compartment near the engine.
Oh yeah, they have storage.
Yeah, in the back. And then all the luggage went into the middle compartment. But yeah, you guys can do the math on that.
That's so gross.
It was nuts. It was
Oh my god.
one of the crazy experiences I've ever had, and there was no drugs involved. It was crazy.
It's a bunch of 12 to 14-year-olds in a shitty diner.
Any cool records that you read about when you were trying to sleep?
I mean, I bought it at a truck stop, and it was already like 5 years old. So most of the records were probably already broken. It was still like the same guy that you saw in the late 90s Guinness book with the longest fingernails. He's still holding the title.
Oh yeah, the Chinese man, those like twirly nails. Oh yeah, he was in every. I remember like, I'd go through him at the school library, and you'd be like, "Is this guy still in this one?"
whoa, his hair's
Same
gotten long.
picture.
Looking at like they're just like numb to his nails. You do something different with his face.
The way they like Photoshop him onto the page, and the nails like go across the centerfold, like to the other side.
It's the 1 3-page spread of the whole book.
It's just like.
Here's the page with the longest toenails.
You have any records you think you could beat?
Oh, the standing on 1 foot record was pretty attainable, I felt like, when I was like 10. And then I realized just how long, like 14 days or whatever the hell that is, like continuous standing on 1 foot.
It's probably way longer now.
Yeah. So,
Especially all the people who have like 1 leg or whatever.
oh, and then there was that, I don't know what network it was on, but that was like the whole premise of the show was to break obscure Guinness records. So now it's like most of them just seem out of reach. But, yeah.
It's expensive too, though, to like actually get in the Guinness Book of World Records. Like, it's really fucking expensive, and there's like a lot of bureaucracy involved with it. Like, you have to call their office. You have to get someone from their office to come and like officiate the whole event and be there to witness it, and you have to pay them like $15,000 for this and like room and board and everything for this person to come out.
Did South Park do that? Did they like create the issue?
Probably.
The like Keurig episode.
No, I don't think I can beat any. I mean, I can play guitar pretty fast, but nowhere fast as some of the people I listen to on those little shred clips and everything. It's crazy.
Waves of glory, waves of grace,
Wow,
dude.
all that glory.
What's your favorite venue to play in Boise?
Oh, I love the Neurolux.
Yeah.
I always love the Neurolux. Like, I've played damn near everywhere, including like Boise State. I've played in the Sub. I've played at the Morrison Center. I've played there in the pit on the stage, like sequestered on the side. I've ran sound there. I've ran sound in the Sub. Like, I've ran and played music pretty much in the old Bouquet, the new Bouquet, most places except the Shredder. Unfortunately, someday.
Yeah.
But I will always love the Neverlux.
Landererer.
That'd be a great show.
But yeah, I had so much fun playing there. I mean, the first Winter Social, all of them, really. I mean, it's been a ton of fun. There's even going to shows there. I've always had a good time.
I like shows at the Neurolux too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But not to discount anywhere else. I love going to shows in
For
general,
sure.
but I just don't go to shows a whole lot. Life changed a lot 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and like people have just kind of stayed that way in some regards, and that's one of my things is I mostly just stay in and write music now. I don't go out and play a lot anymore. That show I played at Space Bar last week.
Yeah.
I played New Year's going into 2022. That was the last time I played.
Oh, really?
That show.
Oh, shit.
With my stuff, anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get back out there and do that a little bit more because it was fun.
Yeah, definitely.
So
All right. So, if you write me, do you have any song lyrics from songs or songs that exist or songs you've written that like just hit hard?
and that's where it gets weird for me because I don't really hear lyrics. Like I can hear them as a melody, but it takes me forever to understand what they're saying. It's just like a garbled mess. I was like, okay, I hear what they're doing. That's really interesting, and I like what they're doing with their voice because it's an instrument to me. But then it's like, what did they say? They want to do what to their kid? Like, this is kind of messed up. I just never caught on to lyrics. Like I always loved classical music and jazz as a kid, and then as I got older, I liked Buckethead and weird shred music and stuff like that. And now as an like synthwave, I love synthwave, and none of it really has any lyrics. It
Yeah.
makes me feel a certain way, absolutely, but the message is lost. Obviously, I do like bands with messages, but they have to be pretty easy to understand. Like Rage Against the Machine, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You know?
No, like, I didn't know I was lonely till I wanted to change.
I don't even know where it's from.
No, like, when I date some new guy who's a deadbeat or a jerk, at least I'm not so crushed when it all doesn't work.
That's gotta be a Taylor Swift lyric.
No, like, that dick like he was ugly.
I remember that one. Oh man. Oh no. None of them really.
It was the Bleachers, the First Date musical, and Elliot Chapman.
I did have a bandmate show me the Viagra Boys recently.
What are they?
I have not heard of
They're
that.
hilarious. They're really good. I wouldn't call it like parody music like Weird Al. It's like original stuff, but the message is great.
Okay.
Is it like just like ED awareness, or?
They might have a song about that, but it's not necessarily about it.
They're an industry plant by Blue Pill.
It's hard out there. Third one Christmas cover. No, it was an interesting 12 tracks I listened to. I'll say that. But they're fun. Kind of like Lounge on Fire, real fast-paced, busy lifestyle-esque.
Yeah.
Just way more perverted.
The Viagra Boys.
Yeah. Talk to your doctor.
Yeah.
If you listen to it for more than 4 hours, do you have to like call your
Probably. I can't get these headphones
This
on.
music persists for longer than 4 hours. Please call your local.
So please listen to something else. I can't do it for anyone to listen to something this long.
Put us on random.
We don't even have this much like length of music in our discography. You're listening to the same 4 songs.
Which is average. 4 songs, that's like...
And just randomizing it doesn't change. That's still 4 songs.
2 of them are the same.
Have you ever like sold a song to like another artist for them to use?
No. Sometimes I wish.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into not this, because a lot of times songwriting industry is selling lyrics.
Yeah.
And I believe it or not, I was a writing major and music major in college, but I don't write poetry.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not even that good of a fiction writer. I'm a nonfiction writer.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do technical writing as my day job.
Yeah.
You know, real exciting stuff, but it could pay the bills while I did my music.
For sure.
I was going to keep instrumental.
Yeah.
But I wanted to start licensing music.
Oh, okay.
Selling for commercials.
Yeah.
National Geographic, whoever the hell
Totally.
would buy it, you know. And I just don't know anyone. I mean, that's really at the end in this kind of industry and world, you have to make those connections and keep them.
Totally.
That's just not my forte.
Yeah.
So,
Music.
yeah.
You need a good manager.
That would be great. I burned a lot. I burned my Nashville bridges when I quit that Christian band.
Oh.
And that's fine. I didn't want to be in that industry anyway. It was crazy. You know,
Yeah.
and just not.
Direct line to country music. And
Yeah. I didn't want to end up in some kind of rehab.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of, if your friends and family threw you an intervention, what are they intervening you in?
Probably my workaholism. I rarely take time for
I work
fun.
too hard. I'm too good of a friend.
I got too much of a grind set.
Straight up, I work 9 hours Monday through Friday, and then after work I go home. I often practice a little bit, so it's just okay, well, you've done real fun stuff for 12 hours, and then it's watch some British Bake Off, go to bed. There isn't much
Dude, you're
beyond
in
that.
control.
Well, I'm in my
Someone
30s here.
stop this man.
I mean, I mountain bike occasionally.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gotta take it easy.
Yeah,
My
no.
bones are brittle. No, I still have fun. It's just not what it used to be. Because
You gotta have more fun, damn it.
it's honestly you take a vacation. It's oh yeah, I'll take a vacation and come back to 1,200 emails. Great.
Yeah.
Sounds like a blast. I'm gonna spend my Sunday catching up. So Monday isn't just a shit show, and then Tuesday it just bleeds on and on.
Mm-hmm.
So, I definitely like to keep it all in moderation, so it's a little easier to digest overall.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. But it ends up taking a lot of time.
Not like crack or anything.
I wish. I feel like sometimes that's not an easier break because it's a physical dependency. But changing your mindset.
In moderation, anything is okay.
Yeah. You little crack to get through this Friday.
It's just like every Sunday I light a few candles, draw myself a bubble bath, and I bust out the crack pipe.
Watch the Trailer Park Boys and just hang out.
Yeah. Exactly. I get an old English and a crack pipe, and I sit in the bubble bath, and I watch Maury.
Oh man.
What do you think a Star Wars bathroom looks like?
Oh man.
Whoa.
Probably
Come on with
like
these.
I just don't know.
Imperial Starship bathroom.
Anybody in Star Wars anything. No one ever goes to the bathroom ever.
It's true, and they rarely eat anything, so who knows? Maybe they don't eat them. But yeah, I mean, you could get crazy with that. What if like they put on their suits and they're self-sanitizing?
Well,
And it like sucks it out of them.
Yeah, and they don't even need to do anything. It's like, it's like, is it Double Team? Is it Double Team? That '90s movie with Stallone and Rodman? I forget. There's some.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't want to use a bathroom.
Wait,
Like,
is it?
use the 3 seashells. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Was it Stallone and Rodman, or was it?
It's not Face Off. I know that. But they get frozen. And like
Okay.
Stallone knows how to knit.
Yeah.
He's some supervillain, and he has to stop some supervillain because he's super crazy because he killed a bus full of kids.
Right.
Or some shit.
Yeah.
Bullshit in the 90s.
Yeah.
That'd make me feel a little uneasy, sure.
But I mean, bathroom in Star Wars, we do see one
Do we?
on the Mandalorian ship. First episode, he's like, I need to vacate my whatever. He's like, I'm molting. And then you can see like this weird like porta potty looking thing, and then he's going around in the bottom of the ship, and then he freezes them in the carbonate, whatever. But probably don't all look like that.
Was there like a toilet in it, or is it like a room
I
for
feel like
somebody
it
to molt?
It was like a weird kind of like urinal slash
Yeah.
looking thing.
I feel like
it was weird.
I had like this big Millennium Falcon toy when I was a kid. And it would like,
Kinda
and you could like open the tops up, and it had like all the rooms like from the.
same thing, dude.
And I feel like there was a fucking bathroom in that thing, or at least
a
like
Lego
a little
or
like
something.
there's like a little like room in it, and there's like it's like a big flat like wall look like kind of like oval, and then like what looks like could be a toilet seat, but like glows maybe.
There you go.
No, it glows.
Oh.
It's like a light toilet.
An unbelievable amount of lore too. Like in the 80s and 90s, Star Wars was still around in book form, and they'd get into like the technical bullshit, like in the books, in that pulpy stuff you'd find in the library. And I'm sure they explain somewhere where the Millennium
Yoda was
Falcon.
taking a shit.
Yeah.
And
And that would be, 16th floor, third door on the right.
Yeah.
Bathroom for everyone, all species. It's just a drain on the ground with a shower top on the head. I mean, what else are you going to do when you're catering to everything in the universe?
Yeah, right.
good point. Good point.
It's just a blender. Big old thing on the ground.
It's like some something that biodegrades shit and shoots it up your ass, and
What
then
if it's just like a net of lightsabers and you just shoot into it and it just disintegrates?
Yeah. Yeah, probably so.
I love like in the Family Guy spoofs when they're like pull out the like little cheese slicer like lightsabers and like.
Oh, yeah.
I like to imagine they have like a bunch of like little lightsaber kitchen tools, like a cheese grater, like it's just like crisscrosses. The garbage disposal is just a bunch of spinning lightsabers at the bottom of the sink.
I mean, yeah. Kyber crystals, apparently.
Yeah.
What you need. And if there is enough.
Where do we mine those?
throw a bunch of raw meat down there. It's gonna smell really good.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Just reach back in
Maybe I should
it.
cook that.
If you ever need to cauterize a wound or anything, you can just jam your arm into it.
Riveting shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Local bands you like?
Besides my bands, I like Wend a lot. I like Jeff Crosby.
Love Jeff Crosby.
I mean, there isn't really a band I dislike, so it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't like them. and I love supporting
Yeah.
the artist, you know, because I know what they're going through.
Totally.
But, yeah, no, I listened to your guys' podcast with Darian.
Oh
Yeah, Darian and I go back quite a ways. You know, she used to teach out of a side room I had down at the Alaska building, and so yeah, I mean, I love all artists and bands and musicians in town. I catch them when I can, you know, but I prefer playing with them.
Yeah, right.
More than anything, I'd prefer to be behind my instrument. So.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
you brought it.
Oh yeah, I brought my guitar.
I think it's about guitar.
Yeah, can you put a guitar out? Guitar 30?
I don't know what you guys want me to do with it. Just show?
Just
Just like play some riffs or something.
What do you want me to? How do you want me to plug in?
We got.
What do you plug it into?
How long's the cable?
Yeah, I've got a 1/4 inch. I've got it. That's what I'm gonna need. But I brought other things. We can make this work.
Does it just make sound out of the thing by itself, or does it have to be plugged into like a?
No, it makes sound out of
Oh,
itself.
then we'll just record it off of this thing, and it'll be fine.
Gotcha.
I just want to see a key. I don't think I've ever been up close. to
Oh,
one.
that's what
To
I
a
was.
guitar?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a standard keyboard for the most part. This is so there's quite a few guitars out there spanning the ages.
Yeah.
This one is probably I can't say it's the newest confidently because I'm just not in the market anymore because I have this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Roland is pretty much the only one that consistently brings out a new and updated product every decade or so. Yamaha will do it. Controllers, people will make controllers so you have to plug into your laptop or whatever to
Yeah.
control it. This one actually has onboard effects and everything, so you can straight
that's
up
cool.
just like put 18D batteries or whatever it takes. And like add another 15 pounds to the thing and play it that way. Or I just plug it in. Like when I played at Spacebar, I built a little stand so I can just put it on that and walk up to it.
Yeah, that's sick.
Because carrying this thing around is like heavier than carrying a Les Paul, and Les Pauls are pretty heavy guitars. And
Really? Can I hold it?
Yeah,
Oh, it's pretty heavy.
it's kind of dumb, but if you don't want to be, you know, a keyboardist stuck on the back of the stage, like looking at all the people that might be cheering for you, that's the thing to bring to the table. But wireless is like Bluetooth; those ones are garbage. I had one for a while, and Bluetooth just isn't a good enough connectivity.
It's like
device.
is there like a delay or something when
Yeah,
you're playing?
there's
and-
latency, and then when it is working, it only works within like where we're sitting right now. So if you go out that far, it's gonna just take a while to reconnect and all this. So someday there's gonna be some. I mean, I could hook up a wireless device to it, but
This
it's
thing
all
is so cool.
expensive. It's fun. It's
I
fun
feel
to play
so
with it, too.
funky when I'm holding it.
Do you need an outlet or something?
Yeah, yeah. Here, let me. Yeah, it doesn't have speakers on it. That's the. I just didn't know if that's what you were saying.
Like, does-
earlier. I can plug into a 1/4 inch out and plug in, or I can like.
Do we
got a
have any?
DI I can plug in so there's XLR in.
Well, shit.
It's a pain. Like
Yeah.
it's nothing's easy. Yeah, you got an XLR in, and that's it. It's like.
Well, tits. At least we can see it.
Yeah, you
that's
can see
cool.
it. And I mean, kind of if you want an idea of what it does, like the song I got on my YouTube channel, that's more or less everything that thing
Yeah.
does. So
Yeah. How about if you want to hear it, you can make more web traffic. Look up Alan's SoundCloud last name and find it that way.
yeah.
Let's just see how.
Oh, yeah, I'll grab that thing.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. But yeah, no, it's I want to start publishing more music.
So, note to self, steal Bo's amp from Dad's house next time I'm at home.
Oh.
Samson, watch this.
You're gonna have to watch it to see that.
I know.
To remind,
I'll watch this.
You're gonna get reminded. Oh, I gotta watch this thing I'm watching.
Yeah.
All right. Bo, I'm gonna remind you here to keep an eye on your amp.
Bo, this is what you get for moving to Boston and living on your shirt at our parents' house.
Bo, I'm happy if you've been watching. All right. What not music things do you do?
All right. So, besides video games, I just got into No Man's Sky, and I am living the life.
What's that?
It's like Minecraft, but in space. I remember watching a trailer for it a decade ago, and going, "Oh my God, the future's here." The last video game I played was for Xbox Original. You know, I had gotten out of it because of music, but I recently picked up my MacBook Pro to do DJ stuff, and was like, "Oh, I can play video games again." Plugged it in today, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is the best thing ever!" I can mine planets and go. It's fun. It's fun.
That's great.
I sell plastic for a living.
You sell plastic?
Non-single-use industrial grade plastic.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah.
Saving the planet.
I was gonna try to virtue signal.
Yeah, right. No, I'm actually the inventory manager for the company, but previous to that, I was in sales, and I learned a lot. I mean, I understand the value of it, how it can generate value for our society, but I completely understand how it's utterly destroying us. So I'm an advocate for responsible use, recycling. That's why we still have a middleman as a distributor, not a producer. I answer quality control questions all day long, employee questions all day long. But yeah, I've got some, I wouldn't say engineering or chemical like engineering background, but because of all the time I've spent doing it, I've just kind of picked it up over the years. So it's an industry, a very interesting industry. But like all this inflation we've been seeing, I saw that coming like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because we're the beginning of all that manufacturing. So all of our stuff started 2 years ago. I can go, oh yeah. In about a year and a half, you guys are going to start feeling the pinch. Sorry. So, but it sucks, top to bottom. Like,
Yeah.
Last dickhead.
Yeah. Real exciting stuff.
But like, I don't know, you like really good at chess or something? Like,
I mean,
can you knit like Stallone?
No, I can't. It's so growing up, I was sports and
Crochet
music.
like Arnold.
Sports and music.
What kind of sports did you do?
It was football, wrestling, baseball, track and field, that kind of stuff. I tried basketball, but it's not my.
I'm not good at basketball either.
So I instead. But
I should be good at it.
and I play racquetball still today. Occasionally pretend to lift weights, mountain bike, bicycle, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you're like, well, I'm not going to be playing football in my 30s. So give that shit up.
Yeah.
Hitting the head enough. Same with like baseball. You join a softball team because there's beers.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
Yeah.
you know, so, but it's still fun.
Softballs, light beers.
Yeah. And because of that, I've got pretty good hand-eye, so I spend it playing video games instead. Like classics, like Super Nintendo stuff, Spacebar, pinball, that kind of shit. It's
Yeah.
a good time.
Fuck yeah.
Spacebar was a good time. I fucking love it in there.
Alright, man.
What were like your biggest like musical influences? Like, what'd you say growing up? Like,
Oh, man. It started with classical influence.
Yeah.
Like the classics, Beethoven, all that bullshit.
really?
Yep. But, you know, when I was really little and my parents were playing the records, it
Yeah.
was like ELO, Kansas,
Okay, yeah.
stuff like that. Like classic rock, but
Yeah.
progressive classic rock.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an easy transition going from classic rock to finding, like, I wanted something more complex, even as a little kid, you know, more than Kansas or ELO could produce. And instead of finding, I don't know, at that time, Metallica, not even Metallica, Dream Theater wasn't a thing yet. I don't know who would have been that middle ground. I fell into classical music because I was playing piano.
Yeah.
And that's where they got their influence from.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting source code, more or less, on all that shit.
Yeah.
But after that, it was just trying to find the best of each thing.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, who's the best composer? Well, you can't really quantify that, you know? So then I was like moving into artists, and I was like, oh shit, Van Halen is amazing guitarist for his time.
Mhm.
He created all these things and techniques. And then I moved into Buckethead, where we're getting really weird and abstract and fast, shreddy stuff. And then I then finally, like, towards the latter half of high school, which was peak new metal, you know, and all that stuff, I was super into like Static X and industrial metal and all that kind of stuff. And then finally, years later, I got into more prog rock, but not Buckethead. Not necessarily Satriani or Vibe, but like Dream Theater and and other, like, it became more of like the soundbite era, like what we're dealing with now, where it's like you see a 15-second clip of this guy playing solo where you're like, how the shit did he do that? Like, there might be no emotion against it, but still, that's just immense talent. And that's you know, a great thing and a negative thing in the sense that it's like, it makes me not feel like I've got the ability or talent to keep up with how some of these good, you know, some of these players are. But in the end, I'm like, well, I learned all of Buckethead's tricks. I learned most of Van Halen's tricks. I can get on stage with most people and play either keyboard or guitar and not be worried, be less nervous than even like right now. It feels like at home, you know, versus like literally anything else. Like, I spent so much time listening to music and picking up techniques from other players, regardless of like what band they were in. That like that feels like the natural place for me.
For sure.
So it's kind of a weird deal. But any more like a current person that's influencing is like Mitch Murder. Mitch Murder, hands down, like very similar to Magic Sword sound. Like, you heard my music 2 weeks ago. It's all synthesizer based, and I picked it up. I heard like an 80s infomercial. I'm like, I want to make that music.
For sure.
Exactly. But it's fun. And at first it was like a joke, and I was like, you know what? There's more to this, because the tones that you use, like, we all know a string quartet works because it's tried and true. These instrument sound waves all work with each other. When you get into synthesizers, you're like, what are they describing this as? A wasp, fuzz-y, warble bass, Odyssey virus synthesizer? Okay, what's that sound like? Okay, I hit that, you're like, I don't even know where you use that. But then you go like 2 sounds down the list of presets, and you've got something that works. But when you have 15,000 different presets to kind of start with, it makes collecting the sounds that work together part of the challenge. Like, writing a good song is more than just the content that you're presenting in the classical sense, the chordal structure, melody, harmony. Now you need to deal with synthesizers that will actually work together. And it's not a violin, a saxophone, and an oboe and a cello anymore. It's like a bass you've never heard of. Got literally treat the sound, change the sound wave, and then to make it sound like it's cohesive. Otherwise, it just starts sounding like mud. So, but that's half of the journey.
For sure.
Music for me.
I don't believe you. What's your body count? Just kidding.
So back in the day, the world of computers, right? When you had you're still working with MS-DOS and everything. You could get at Target. It was this box. It'd be 2 discs and be 1,001 games or whatever. It's just garbage. Half-ass produced games. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. Some were full versions of arcade bootlegs. It was crazy. There was one game called Body Count. And it was literally a Doom ripoff. My body count's probably 3,500 if we're going by game numbers.
Holy shit, this guy fucks.
The true version. Can you take me higher to a place? Shit, man. You into musicals? All right.
No. I tried to get into musicals. I went and saw Cats.
That's a bad one to see to try to get into him, I feel like.
I mean, it was probably the person I was with, my lovely girlfriend, and the evening was really nice. It was in the fall, It was just I went into it I hate musicals, but I'm gonna have a good time, and I had a good time.
That's good.
choreography is amazing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like sing and dance, I can't even sing.
Yeah.
Much less dance. So like I can respect it.
Yeah.
For the art that it is, 100%. Musical content and like how it's structured. To my standards, I'm just like, nah, whatever. Like I understand the structures. Like the Book of Mormon's fantastic on its structures because at least it's constantly trying to modulate, change keys, and do fun things. Sometimes you get a musical where the music is written just like a pop song for most of it. 3-4 chords per song, one modulation, a couple dance moves, a spin, and you're done.
Shit, I'm gonna need to listen to some Viagra Boys or something because I lost blood flow hearing that.
I mean, musical. I saw Les Miserables. I've seen Cats. And like, oh yeah, go for it. But that's like it. I've turned off so quickly by musicals. Even Disney, I'm just like, ugh. Like it becomes so serialized that I just have a tough time listening. I just need something more like you said. I need to be more stimulated.
You need some Viagra Boys.
Yeah, exactly. I write a music. I might be into that. Yeah. Be probably a 15-minute deal, but
Or a
4-hour. Who knows?
That's a little too long for a musical.
Yeah.
With no intermission. Everyone
Yeah, dude, that's. Anyways, I don't know, dude. What's your cheat meal? Do you have like a guilty pleasure food?
Oh, guilty pleasure food. I mean, they brought back chicken and a biscuit at Red Feather a few weeks ago. That is hands down my guilty pleasure.
Red Feather?
Red
I don't know where that is.
Right
Where
on the
is it?
street. So, Bitter Creek, you know where Bitter Creek is?
Yes.
Right, it's attached.
Oh.
But their brunch, used to go there all the time for brunch. I used to ride up Bogus Basin Road on my road bike, ride down, and then have like that 1,500 calorie meal.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's so good.
That sounds.
Yeah. Besides like Doritos, Cheetos, I'll eat anything. That's
Yeah.
my problem. Is I love every kind of food out there.
My way too.
So, guilty pleasure, whiskey.
Nice.
You know, like what else are you gonna choose that's bad
Yeah.
for you? Really bad for you.
Crack.
Yeah, crap.
In moderation, you know.
If you had a full day off, all your bills are paid, you don't have to work because, I don't know, somebody came into work with a gun and now, like, you get 2 days off, to recover. No one died. It was just somebody brought one in. They were like,
It's traumatic. Yeah.
Someone pulled off a desk pop.
Yeah. The point is, like, you got the day to yourself.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Two options. I've got this routine. I'll drink some coffee, smoke a bowl, and write some music.
Nice.
And I'll do that all day.
Yeah.
And I'll crank out like 2-3 songs on those kind of days. Or I'm leaving the house and not coming back till it's dark. I'm either riding a bike, fishing, going for a hike, just hanging out on the greenbelt. But I'm always going to be moving. And if the house is clean too, then yeah, I'm doing something fun.
Nice.
Absolutely. But, fun to me.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
All those things are very fun answers to me too.
It's a solid day.
Skiing if it's winter.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's just like a very Idahoan answer, I feel like.
Not much for hunting, but I can fish.
Yeah.
Fly fish, bait cat, like all levels of fishing I love.
Catfishing.
Not lately.
Might be talking about different things.
No, it's the same thing.
Get taller.
It's all low angle videos.
Well, shit, man. You have any promotable things to like sign us off with?
Oh man.
First of all, this has been so fun. You've been a hoot.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for
Thanks for
having
being
me,
a
guys.
silly little guy with us.
Oh, of course. But not a ton right now, unfortunately. Like I got stuff coming down the pike, obviously with all of them. Get on with Parade of Bad Guys. Get get up to date with Lounge on Fire. My personal page, Landererer, on Instagram primarily.
Don't slander.
Landerer.
It's not super high traffic. I'm not super into social
It could
media.
be.
I mean, it could be for
It's
sure.
unintentional.
But like it's one of those things where I prefer to just at this age, because I'm like first wave social media. I joined Facebook in 2004.
Yeah.
You know, where you had to be in college and prove it. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
And it's the same account. You know,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, sometimes I just want to be at home and listen to my mixtapes, you know, like be that kind of like old school where it's like, I don't give a shit. But
Yeah.
At the same time, I understand the value of it and being connected and everything. And even though my music is my Saturday morning fun, I understand some people like hearing new things and fun things. So I'm working on getting things published and getting it all on Spotify, because like, I played an hour at Spacebar.
Yeah.
I've got 2 more hours of music that's all original that I've just never published.
Yeah.
It's just I write and write and write. I used to, like, for live performance, I used to just take all my songs and jam them into one giant track, and I'd have like 158, 169 like tracks of individual lines of music that I just kind of merge and blend all together and everything. So I've got loads of it. I've just never really seen the value because it's just my thing, my hobby,
Yeah.
my little joke of 80s,
Yeah.
80s music. But I'm realizing people enjoy it, so yeah, I'm going to have to start publishing that, and you can find it initially mostly on Instagram, Landerer, and eventually on Spotify, so primarily.
Spoken like an artist.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well, say the last things.
Say the last things. All right. Thank you so much for a pretty damn good podcast. Hell yeah.
Yes.